Welcome back, everyone. So, how do I even introduce this at this point? Yeah, last session, front two of Home MechXKaiju, things went a little south for
emotional damage.
Yeah, that would be it.
Chugs, you are echoing, my guy.
Echoing.
Roll.
You gooch. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Ruh-roh. Technical difficulties every time. Technical difficulties every time. It's a tradition at this point. It's a tradition at this point. It's a tradition at this point.
I think I got it now. Give me 2 seconds to fix my volume. Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Say something, you motherfuckers. Go ahead. Okay. Say something, you motherfuckers. Go ahead. Okay. Say something, you motherfuckers. No, that would probably be your audio from your channel view.
Your Viagra pulled them up.
Dark, are you able to do that?
What am I supposed to do? Alright, give me a second.
Alright. Oh, okay, there we go. Mystic, thank you.
Chugs, I can't hear you.
Nope, looks like no.
Alright, so how about now? Check it out on the stream. Yeah, she said she couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I got you.
Am I still echoing? No echo. Okay. All right, thank you, Mystic.
I think my mic is too loud.
Okay, so we're going to start this again now that we've got all the sound issues out of the way.
There we go.
So yeah, we are once again playing Home MechXKaiju. I guess well, this is going to be the final front for all of us. And we'll start this off going around with the aftermath of last session.
The kaiju died.
Yours did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So-
nation of Sid told you the nation would be victorious in glorious combat against the kaiju. It is not our fault. We proved ourselves correct.
Okay, so I'll start us off with the immediate aftermath in the Valeris Dominion. Caravos made her final stand against the kaiju known as Gravitox, detonating her mech's core in a last-ditch attempt to end the monster's rampage. But she failed. The explosion may have wounded the beast, but it did not stop it. In the days that followed, Gravitox annihilated what remained of the Valeris Dominion. Zenith Forge crumbled, Ironflow Cradle sank into the earth, and the last refugees of Valeris were wiped from the map. There was no final battle, no resistance, just silence as the last cities fell. Now, the Valeris Dominion is no more. The only thing left standing is the manufacturing plant, a once massive industrial complex built to supply the Dominion's military and mech divisions. It has become the last refuge of the survivors, a steel graveyard half buried in the wreckage of a lost nation. The plant is crumbling. Power is unreliable. Supplies are dwindling, and kaiju attacks still threaten the area. Only a handful of survivors remain, mostly engineers, ex-pilots, and scavengers, people too stubborn to give up. The kaiju are still out there. No one knows where they are, but the scars of their destruction remain carved into the landscape. The fear of their return lingers like a ghost. The survivors have no government, no leadership, and no hope. They are living on borrowed time, hiding in the ruins of a world that has already ended. A witness to Kara's final stand is a man named Ronan. And Ronan was a scavenger. He witnessed Kara's final stand. He saw the Eidolon Mark II burn, and he saw his home die. We'll get to what he's up to when we come back around. For now, we're going to move on over to the Zathalon Commonwealth.
Right. Cool. Alright, so for Aftermath for Front 2, after the disappearance of both Luther and Abigail Mint, Luke Mint was devastated. And no matter how much he called, Dr. Geltz wouldn't respond. He wasted some days away in front of the TV, listening to the news, talking about the damage the kaiju had done, Holy Temple gone, change channel. After a few days, Luke decided he needed time alone, and without a clear mentor in sight, he also disappeared and walked the countryside for a few months. Zathalonian spiritual and political leaders were left in the dark with the disappearance of Dr. Geltz, and without a mech to rally the people after losing their holy temple, unrest began to take the population. People began to doubt, question, and slowly a rebellion began forming over the next year. Unaware, Luke would survive off the land for 6 months, connecting with nature. One night, while looking up to the starry night, he remembered the conversation he had with his mother in an outdoor galaxy holo art gallery. Home is in the cosmos, waiting for us to claim it. What a load of shit. To think my mother fell for that crap. Slowly, a rage would start building inside Luke. Remembering the visit to the moon, where that horrid, self-regenerating thing the doctor called Mother communed with my mother. He couldn't understand it. What did all these people see in this? Why couldn't they just live different? Why all this complication? Suddenly, a helicopter shone its lights on Luke and approached. Out came several men armed to the teeth, leading them a man in his 50s, salt and pepper hair, named Zach. And he explains that they've been looking for him for months now. We're the rebellion, he said. We think we found Dr. Geltz, and he's been working on a new map. Will you join us? Luke agreed, and over the next few months he would eat, sleep, and breathe the rebellion, waiting for the chance to get his revenge. He would connect with these people and find a home in them, a home worth defending, regardless of the odds. And I'll pass it to the nation.
The nation was successful in its defeat of the kaiju.
Alright, we already established I'm not doing that the entire fucking time.
Yes.
Do it!
I can't right now. My throat's actually really fucking dry, motherfuckers, okay?
Well, you're the one who chose to have a nation led by Palpatine, sir.
How dare you speak such sacrilegious thoughts? I shall show you the power of the dark side. The nation of Sid. The nation of Sid. There we go.
But no, with the defeat of the kaiju, Alpha returned to the nation a hero, bringing with him the body of the kaiju. The nation had a week-long celebration, after which it learned of the utter defeat of its allied nations. During this time, the nation during the aftermath, the nation began to prepare and take steps for the final assault immediately, recognizing the threat that lurked just beyond. I'll hand things to the Imperium.
Give me 1 second. I'm having an issue. Alright. I just want to get this off real quick because my notes are utterly gone. I don't have any of my previous stuff. But the last time the Kaiju attack, the Imperium mustered up all that it could, leading from the front a royal from Sovereign's Cradle, the daughter of a veteran. But with all her training, all the supplies that she could muster, the Imperium was unable to stop the Kaiju. In the attack, the pilot detonated her mech and survived, coming back home ashamed, a survivor. But on her return, she saw the smoking crater that was Sovereign's Cradle. Along with a number of veterans and generals that were there. She is among the few royals that are left. From the destruction of Hildegrim, people have fallen back to Scoria, planning their next move. Alright, pass it along.
It has now been 2 years since the previous invasion. We found it. We launched a probe beyond the Dark Horizon during the last front, and it just reestablished contact. It's still alive, and it found the source of the Kaiju. We need to destroy the source and let humanity live again. The probe showed something else, though. The most powerful Kaijus we've ever seen. They could annihilate an entire country in days. Do not let them through, or there won't be any homes left to save. The rift is opening, but let's make sure it's the last time. Pilot, one final push to save the world. And, alright, we're gonna start with, I guess, our, introductions of what's going on now 2 years later.
Yep. Yeah, we got an upgrade to draw on the map. And, well, as well as establishing a couple things, our mech has better armor now. So we have 4 HP. And, yeah, that, people are exhausted, resources are nearly depleted. We'll be adding 2 Bane dice to the preparation. Just preface that.
Yep.
So we doing introductions or preparation 1?
I think we should introduce the what's going on. It has been 2 years, so I think we do kind of need to give a look into what's been going on those past 2 years, especially those of us who have new pilots.
Yes.
Heard that. So let's figure out what the build there's gonna be, and then do the prep.
Oh, we do get a build.
Yep, we get an upgrade building.
I have a monument. I have a nexus. Let's go.
I have 2 outposts and 2 command centers.
Alright, so for mine,
Yeah,
being a little realistic here, the only thing that they would have outside of this manufacturing facility amongst their fallen nation would probably be another monument to those lost. I'm just gonna say that it's right there. So, Ronan Voss never intended to be a pilot. He was a salvage runner, scraping by on whatever scraps he could steal from abandoned battlefields. When the Dominion fell, he disappeared into the wreckage, surviving off of what little he could scavenge and watching the world rot around him. For 2 years, he lived as a shadow in the ruins, avoiding the few survivors left in the manufacturing plant, telling himself that the war was over. Until now. And why is he fighting? Because he's seen the kaiju win. He knows what happens when people wait for a miracle that never comes. He's tired of hiding. He's not a hero. He never trained in the academies. He never took the oath. He's just a scavenger with a rage that won't die and a reason to fight. He found something in the wreckage. A half-buried, forgotten prototype mech. Something built in the final days of the Dominion but never deployed. It was meant for one last battle that never came. Ronan doesn't know if he can pilot it, but he's gonna try. The state of what's left of this civilization, the manufacturing plant is a tomb. The last survivors live in decaying metal corridors, scavenging power from old mech cores, repurposing weapons from wreckage, and rationing food that won't last another year. They know that the kaiju are going to come back, and when they do, there will be no cities left to burn. Only the manufacturing plant and a monument made of destroyed parts. That's all that's left. And Ronan is willing to do whatever he can to protect it. And we're going to move on over to the Zathalon Commonwealth.
All right. So, to introduce my pilots, Luke Mint, son of Luther and Abigail Mint, the previous two pilots. Catch you up a little bit. We're genetically spliced with kaijus. Dr. Geltz is a very fucked up individual who thought perhaps genetically splicing into evolution was the way forward. But we're gonna focus now currently because currently my pilot has no mech. So he's in a mess hall with some of the rebellion people in his early days that he befriended. There's the leader, Zach, and there's a couple guys there as well, Lewis, Ted, Jacob. And they're all eating after some training. I like to imagine one of the new technologies that came from us discovering the other side of the rift is shit like plasma rifles now. So old military equipment with like bullets and stuff, still good, but a little obsolete by plasma rifles. And so we train with those, and Luke just kind of explains to everybody the things he saw growing up. And, you know, for some, the realization is horrible. The fact that the Zathalon Commonwealth never had the people's interest in mind. It was all Dr. Geltz's plan for this new evolved race to conquer the stars, further cementing their responsibility, their duty to stop him. And yeah, he makes really good friends with these people. They help teach him a lot of the things that his parents couldn't teach him. And yeah, and then one day, Commander Zach gets an update, rushes into the mess hall, and tells us that they found a secret manufacturing facility deep inside Dharma. And that might be where Dr. Geltz has been secretly manufacturing a new mech. And, well, with a mission and a place to go now in mind, the crew gets ready, loads up, and heads over there. We'll see what happens in the preparation. Nation of Sid, take us away.
It has been 2 years since the last kaiju attack, and the nation has put the kaiju's remains to good use. The Sid manufacturing facility stands as a testament to resilience and adaptation for the nation of Sid. Having lost their the first front and lost their pilot, but securing victory through the second front, the manufacturing facility centers around the Cobalt 2, ensuring that its armor is reinforced and ensuring that research continues into what makes the kaiju tick, allowing them to upgrade their weapon systems in preparation. Upon hearing of the state of the Valeris Dominion and other nations that were similarly affected.
You say that with a straight face.
Yep. The nation's information network was severely impacted. So it has no idea what the fuck's going on over in the Dominion specifically. But it stands for the nation stands prepared for the final assault, with Alpha prepared at the helm. And with that, we'll hand it over to the Imperium.
The Valison Imperium is in dire straits. 2 years ago, with the destruction of Sovereign Cradle, also meant the destruction and murder of the leading council. The leading few able to pick up the pieces. And the one to rise is the survivor of the last front. Scarred and battered, and needing to change her name. She leads from the front. Taking up the new name of Mistra. She heads into one of the last factories, the vaults in Sovereign's Cradle. In the last 2 years, the Imperium has been trying to rebuild the Cradle. But there are many things that are very particular about Sovereign's Cradle, especially what lurks down in its core. Mistra knows eventually she will have to go down there. For whatever happens. But now, flanked by many of the Imperial guards and advisors, she walks toward the first vault. The doors swing open. The glow of dark energy. Pale green lights as she walks through. Inside is the last hope. The first mech made by the Imperium. Stored and restored over time down here. Littered around the vault, pieces of kaiju, scales, glands, eyes, claws, whatever the Imperium can get its hands on. Even former pilots, suspended in tubes, wires and cables coming out of them, researching everything that has been experienced to them. Holes drilled through their heads, linking to their brains. Footage and memories turned into data and uploaded into the first frame, Dragon Alpha. Mistra looks upon this mech, if you could even call one. It's a monstrosity. Twisted metal and flesh. And in the center, a cockpit. The one she will be riding in. One that may be her final tomb. Alright.
Okay, so now we're gonna start doing our preparations and also exploring our personal connections. So I'm going to start with introducing Ronan's, the one connection he's got. Juno Halloway. She was once one of the lead engineers working on Valeris Dominion's last experimental mechs. She was stationed at Ironflow Cradle when it was destroyed, barely escaping with her life before the city was swallowed by the earth. Now she's one of the few survivors still living in the ruins of the manufacturing plant, working in the lower levels, still trying to keep the last functional power grids from failing completely. She doesn't fight. She doesn't believe in saving the Dominion anymore. To her, it's already dead. But still, she builds. Before the fall, Juno knew Ronan. He was just another scavenger coming to her team in Ironflow to trade salvage parts for quick repairs. She thought he was a coward, someone who ran from real battles and only showed up when he needed something. But after the fall, well, when Ironflow Cradle collapsed, Ronan happened to save Juno, pulling her from the wreckage when she had lost all hope. She owes him her life. She doesn't really believe in him as a pilot, constantly telling him, "You couldn't even fight for Valeris when it was alive. What makes you think you can fight for its corpse?" But despite her opposition, she helps him anyway. She got that mech that he found up and running, has been fixing its weapons, patching up. Because she feels that if she stops fixing things, then everything really is over. So for our preparations, this time around we get 2 Bane die to our 1 boon. So this is going to be a little interesting.
Fun times.
That's one way to put it.
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling pretty good over here.
Oh, shit. Okay, so we get 1 boon. Well, no. I'm going to gear up. Because I have a manufacturing plant. So Ronan and Juno are going to be trying to gear up this mech. 1 boon, 2 Bane. Doesn't even matter. Oh, wait. So what do the rules say if I lose my 1 boon?
That only happens in the... Oh, if you lose your boon, that is a critical failure, I believe. That is 2 Bane dice.
Yeah, so what? So does that mean that I only have Bane dice from here on out?
No. That corrosive, that corrosive effect, that you're talking about, only happens during the final showdown. During the fight.
Okay.
Preparation, no, you keep going.
But I still get 2 Bane right there.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy. Unless you want to use one of your abilities to reroll.
Let me see. What do we got here?
You can remember why you fight. That'll re-roll everything, or you can improvise and re-roll the boon. Or you can ask for someone's help and.
I am going to re-roll the boon.
You're gonna improvise?
Yeah.
All right. Fingers crossed.
Oh! This game really wants to see me. This game really wants to see me die.
Oh no!
Do we still have the pool of rerolls for the channel.
Oh no! Don't bring that up. We're gonna fucking drown in those. I'll use them all. I'm crazy.
No, I'm not. Nope. I'm gonna accept it for what it is. This mech is, I mean, it was found in wreckage. They've been working at it, but it still seems to have its issues. It may be pilotable, but reliable is something completely different. Yeah, so that's gonna be that. I marked my 2 Bane. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's wild.
So we're gonna move on to the Zathalon Commonwealth.
Oh, did you explain how it went wrong?
Oh yeah, no, basically, yeah, like it's just. I mean, I guess I didn't give it like a narrative, which I could. So they're sitting in the lower levels of the manufacturing plant. They've been working on this thing, and every time they get it up and running, like it's like he's moving, and then he'll be walking, and a few minutes into it, just everything shuts down. Juno tells him that she feels like she can patch it up, maybe get it serviceable enough, but right now it's not looking very good. Ronan, he's undeterred. He tells her to do whatever it takes. If I gotta die to just add one more body amongst the foundations, then so be it. Just get this thing working. And now we're gonna move to the Zathalon Commonwealth.
Alrighty. That's rough. Oh, right there behind you. Okay. So, for my preparation, me and my team will be raiding the manufacturing facility. So that's how I'm gonna be using my upgrade building. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, deep in Dharma, so right over here on the highest mountain of the area, Luke and the Rebellion found the secret manufacturing facility hidden by Dr. Geltz's forces. There, Dr. Geltz's final mech was being covertly constructed by overworking prisoners to the point of death. Most innocent, political prisoners arrested off the riots, sent to work their final days away. Luke and the Rebellion plan to overtake the facility. Armed in their state-of-the-art plasma rifles, him and Lewis, a buddy from his first days in the rebellion, led 2 small squadrons into retaking the facility and liberating the prisoners. And, okay, I'm gonna roll before I continue with what's going on here in the preparation. Alright, so, whoops. It's gonna be 2d6 Boon and 2d6 Bane, because I'm using my upgrade. I'm scared. I don't want to do it. Hold me, guys. All right.
You got this, bro.
Here's my boon. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Look. There's no way, right? Oh my God! There is no fucking way.
God damn. You gonna remember why you fight?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I can't. No, I can't. Okay, so as we're descending down into this manufacturing facility, the people defending it, the armed and the armored and trained soldiers that we start fighting in the beginning start to retreat, and they start sending out prisoners armed with low quality weapons to just buy time, deter us in some way. And it's horrible. These are innocent people, most of them. And it just feels wrong. But, the team shares a look, and we gotta remember why we fight. And we'll be our own judges for the next few years on what we're doing today. All right. Doing dice. Okay. There's no way. Okay. I'll still my fucking let me win.
Hey. At least you got
Guys, I'm getting a little scared here.
This is getting spooky. I'll take it then. Okay. Partial success. That's a 4. Oh man. All right. So, partial success. Here's what happens. We retake the facility. Just a lot of bloodshed. And once the facility is retaken, the prisoners are liberated, and most of them stay out. But kind of like the deeper areas of Dharma's where they keep really the more fucked up prisoners. Which, when we get there, it almost starts looking like fuck was that horror game? With the asylum.
Which one?
Outlast. Yeah, kind of like Outlast. Starts looking like Outlast a little bit. Run through these metal grate corridors and shit, and just prisoners with shanks and shit try to come over all the place. It's fucking scary, man. But yeah, once we get to the facility, Luke starts scavenging research notes and learns that the mech's manufacturing had been halted and relocated a week ago, and it was taken to a secret launch site at the northern part of the continent, set to be sent up to the moon. And in that same paper, written in Dr. Geltz's handwriting, was a message: "You're too late." Luke crumpled the piece of paper, the rage boiling now, and he went to go reunite with his squad mates, only to find Lewis, his old buddy from the beginning of the Resistance days, was dead. Stabbed 47 times by a prisoner that was let loose, and unfortunately probably got the better of him. And Luke just kind of stands over the body, closes his eyes, and takes his dog tags, and just kind of struggles. Is it worth it? It has to be. And he carries Lewis with him, and the manufacturing facility is retaken, so we got better armor, better guns now, and we're going to start a plan to go infiltrate that secret facility where the mech seems to have been translocated. And we hold a small funeral for Lewis, passing it over to the nation.
All right. Well, completely out of character. I'm gonna be straight. You can tell I've been playing too much D&D because I'm more focused on the mechanics right now than the storytelling aspect. Because my brain's just.
I just realized that I messed up on my preparation. Because I was supposed to gear up with the manufacturing facility. I was supposed to have 2 boon.
I was wondering. I mean, we got your result right up there.
Real quick, in that case, Chugs, go ahead and re-roll that.
Okay.
Let's fix that real quick because that going into the final front. If we don't fix that now, you are actually fucked.
Okay, so let me do. All right, here's my. Just for.
So it's 3 boon, 2 bane.
No, it's 2 boon, 2
boon.
bane.
You have 2 manufacturing facilities, right?
No, I have 1 manufacturing facility and 1 monument.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm trying to be realistic. There's no way these people are going to be able to build another manufacturing facility with the survivors that are left.
I feel you.
All right, so 2 boon.
There's no way, right?
You need to stop saying that, Chris. You need to stop saying that.
I'm sorry. I'll leave. Don't hurt me.
Until we're all done. Okay. Until we're all done rolling, somebody mute Chris.
Okay, so that's a partial success.
All right.
Right?
All right.
I'll take a partial.
That is a partial success. Yeah.
I'll take a partial because I feel like if I fight that, then the universe is gonna give me something worse.
Facts. Chris is like cursing the shit out of everybody today.
So
you, but it gets you, Aaron.
So we're gonna say that it still had the problems that we talked about earlier, but Juno was able to get it up and running for Ronan. The weapons, though, are another story. Every weapon that they have tried to apply to it has been jamming. So they may have to settle for a melee weapon, which isn't ideal because it means that Ronan will have to be up close and personal with this kaiju. Now we're gonna move over to the Nation of Sid.
All right. Having built their manufacturing facility, the nation then turns itself to its information network, begins sending out its feelers for its agents across the nation, attempting to see what the other nations are preparing in answer to the Kaiju's nest. And we're gonna roll and see how this goes. What the fuck is going on with the dice today?
The dice know it's front 3. The dice said, nah, we're not fucking around this time. What the fuck?
Right? Alright. I got this, bitches. Hold on a second. I got this. So, as the displays start coming up and the nation begins to realize that the damage inside of the Dominion was far greater than it had anticipated, as well as the damage to the Imperium and the Commonwealth, Alpha is going to take a moment and remember why they're fighting. And think about all the people in the nation who have survived by pure stubbornness and tenacity. And we're gonna make that roll again and hope that some of you motherfuckers are alive. Booyah, bitches! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Fuck! Sorry about that.
Nah, you're good. Celebrate it.
And as they continue to send out communications, some of their agents come back informing them that, you know, apparently the people who've been serving in the Imperium were drunk as shit and just forgot to send their report to let them know that, yeah, Imperium seems to be doing some shit over there. There's totally a renegade group in the Dominion still alive. And
Get the fuck out of my Imperium.
The Commonwealth seems to be in a civil war of sorts. There's a rebellion of some shit.
Keep your lore out of my country.
The problem is you go after me, so I have no way of knowing what the fuck all is going on over there other than y'all alive. Like, using this one before you do anything, kind of difficult. But, hey, I ain't gonna look a gift horse in the mouth on a full success.
So
And I'm
before I
gonna hand
get
it off to
started,
the Imperium.
yeah, before I get started, how many dice am I rolling when I make another command center? Because all 4 of these are outposts.
Okay, so you should only have... So creating an outpost doesn't create an outpost. It's what you do to build a command center. So you should only have 2 command centers, not multiple outposts and command centers.
Well, that's what I was looking at.
No. Building an outpost is a preparation move. The thing about that is that's just one of your preparation moves. As far as you should have
two command centers.
Yeah.
Did you build your upgrade building this front?
So when it says build a new base, build an outpost, add a command center.
No, well, that
You can do more than just that.
Well, yeah, the thing.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
At the beginning of this front, we all added an upgrade, which you could have put another command center, a monument, a research institute, a nexus, an Aetheric temple, or a manufacturing facility.
Mm-hmm. But all I've done for the last couple of games is just make command centers.
Yes, which will stack when you use them. So when you decide to use your command center preparation, currently you have +2. If you build another one, it would be +3. Or you can get a different one so that your next roll, your second preparation move, gets another upgrade.
Yeah.
Up to you.
Yes.
All of us have been using slightly different strategies.
Yeah, so all right, so for instance, if you're studying the kaiju, you add a boon die for every research institute. If you're rallying the people, you add a boon die for every monument. If you're building an outpost, you add a boon die for every command center.
Okay.
If you're uniting the nations, you add a boon die per nexus. If you're searching the ether, then that's per each etheric temple. If you're gearing up, it's per manufacturing facility.
Okay, well, I'm gonna build another outpost.
Wait, so the outpost is one of your prep moves. You still have to have one of those other things added at the beginning of this front. So do you want another command center, or do you want like something else?
I'll add another command center.
You're gonna do another command center. All right. So
Yep.
yeah, that. So put the command center on the map. And
I will put it in those smoking wreckage that was Sovereign's Crater. You ass.
Okay. So and so I'm assuming that your first prep move is going to be, you said build another outpost?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you're going to get 4 boon die, 2 bane die.
Critical
This man's
success.
trying to set him up for
Critical
success
success.
on this roll.
Yeah, get 2 6s. Hard.
Alright, now
And then
you
2.
bane.
2 evade.
And you got
You got a success. Yeah, you got a crit success, so you get 2 boon.
Moving forward.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Let me just add that so I do not forget. Because I know what I'm about to story do. Alright. So I add how many dice? 2? And I have 2 panes. So, in the wreckage of Sovereign's Cradle, a new command center gets made.
Alright, and you can add the outpost for your success there.
Yeah. Which I'm making an outpost. Also right next to another wreckage. Alright. So, Mistra and the remaining council know that this will have to be their final stand. So they have pulled their resources from all the outposts and the command centers to beef up defenses, get everything they need, and make a new command center at the wreckage of Sovereign's Cradle. Vindicta. While this is happening, Mr. is looking out far into the rift. That's where she needs to go. She can hear Dragon Alpha. Now that she is destined to pilot it, she can hear it. The whispers. Her skin bristling, goosebumps. Where she clenches her jaw. It's what must be done. For the Imperium. For her people. Alright.
If there is any hope for the Valaris Dominion, they're going to need to be able to rally together the last group of engineers and experts that are surviving in this manufacturing facility. So, after working on the mech for the past 2 years, Ronan decides that it's time to let its existence be known to the other survivors. So he's going to pilot the mech out into the open, take it to the monument where it can be clearly seen and visible. So we're going to try rallying the people. We're going to get 2 boon. Oh. Okay. Before, I'm not even throwing the Bane out there because it doesn't matter.
I mean, it could. There's no way you'd roll. There's no way you'd roll a 1 and a 2 on your bait.
You know what? Let's see.
When we talk about you being able to speak,
there's no way, right?
There's no way.
So, Ronan is gonna remember why he fights. If not to save those that are left, then to avenge the ones that are lost. Are you kidding me? You see this, right?
that's
A 1 and a 2.
that's insane.
You can always use a gift of knowledge, my dude.
Oh, and it got eaten alive too. So yeah. You know what? No, we're gonna go with it. Bad luck and all. Ronan's idea to unite the people clearly didn't work. They seemed rather unimpressed. Kind of like, you want us to have hope when there's nothing left to hope for. So, that abject failure. We're gonna move on over to the Zathalon Commonwealth.
Rough, buddy. Alrighty. So, for our second preparation, we've taken over We've taken over the manufacturing facility. We've upped our equipment, and we know now where the mech was. Immediately making our way there, in AVs, fully across the mountains, all the way to the northern point, where In the far northern reaches of the continent, in the secret bunker, Dr. Geltz stared at the mid-production of the last mech, the final spirit command suit, Solemn Angel. Flying in an AV into a hot landing zone, Luke and the team would fight a grueling fight against the bunker's defenses. And after successfully clearing the entrance, the team headed further in to like a 30-minute skirmish followed there. And it's Luke, it's Ted, it's Jacob, it's Lewis, not Lewis, sorry, and Zach. And Luke carrying Lewis's dog tag. Once heading further in, they reach a funicular elevator, which is like those like elevators with no walls or ceiling that like go down like these diagonally go down these like huge elevator shafts. And where they would descend for what would end up feeling like an hour of hell. At some point, the defenders stopped looking human. And then it dawned on Luke. Him and his parents weren't the only ones. These proto-humans, though, they seemed to lack most intelligence. Mindless husks throwing themselves at us with weird kaiju genetically spliced limb weapons, claws, and teeth. Alright, and before I continue, let's roll our dice. See what happens here. Okay. So it was a partial success last time, and I got no upgrades left. You wanna call help? Yeah. Okay. I want to say, like, Luke probably carries around him his mom's phone that he still has, and just kind of, like, looks at it every now and then for memories. And then, before the operation, he's scrolling through the phone and sees that she has someone from the Valaris Dominion in contact. And looking at the history, seemed like she had talked with the previous pilot of the Valaris Dominion. No, actually, hers was the Nation of Sid. I got confused on that part. Nation of Sid. Okay. I mean, sure. Yeah, he's just gonna call that number again and see if anybody answers before the mission. Yeah. Do you answer, Nation of Sid?
Yeah, I answer.
Okay. Yeah, he gives you the whole rundown of what's going on. Even offers you like some secrets and shit because he really does not give a fuck. To fuck over his government at the moment. But yeah, if you could lend some, I don't know, maybe some like state-of-the-art explosive that could help us in this breach we're going to be attempting.
Of course, the nation would be more than happy to assist you in your rebellion. Please be aware you're more than welcome to join us in the nation.
You mean that?
Indeed.
Alright. Well, if everything goes wrong, Luke will be there.
Good. Good. You would do well in my military.
By the way, do all of you talk like this? No judgment or anything. It's just it's gotta be bad.
Oh, you see, this is actually a voice filter on our communications, as per the orders of Sid Prime. We all sound like this when communicating over communications. However, if I were to turn this filter off, which is a sin, according to Sid Prime, I would sound like any normal person. You understand?
Right. Definitely. Well, looking forward to meeting you. Alright, dope. So, yeah, we have, like, some special explosive with us from the Nation of Sid. I imagine they got, like, the little logo of Sid on them and everything.
Oh, yeah, it's totally. Sunburst rounds for days, my dude.
Hell yeah. Alright, so that is now then going to be 3d6 boon and 3d6 bane. Let's see what happens. Here's our boon. Okay, this is pretty good. I mean, I stopped saying it when
I was about to say, motherfucker, are
Yeah.
you really about to be that stupid right now? Just roll your damn bang.
There's no way, right? Yeah, that's right.
You see that? You see that 5 that really came close to eating that 6, right?
I messed up my dice roll again. I just thought about it.
What?
Never humbled.
What do you mean you messed up your dice roll again?
We're supposed to add what we got in the previous prep round, right?
You bitch.
Oh yeah, you need to roll another d6.
All right. Hold on. Chris, finish your turn, please.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so with that 6, let's fucking go. A thought starts creeping into Luke's mind. How am I any different from these proto-humans? But seeing their lack of intelligence and their shoddy attack tactics, there's no way. They were surely like failed experiments. And Luke and his family were sort of breakthrough. I mean, we were allowed in the public. He's never seen before. No, I'm not like them. And he pushes on and keeps fighting. Towards the end, once they reach the bottom, surprisingly with that 6, let's fucking go. Luke, Zach, Ted, and Jacob are all still alive. So the whole squad's still here. And throughout this little bit of this mental breakdown, the squad is able to be there and help him keep his mind on the objective. And our last preparation will be going through these double doors into where Dr. Geltz awaits. Passing it to the Nation of Sid.
All right. So we've used our Nexus. Next, I think we're going to go into the manufacturing facility and work on upgrading our tech a bit. See what improvements can be made in the name of the Nation of Sid. We're going to go ahead and roll.
Ooh.
All right. Well, I guess we're getting a partial success here.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yep.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Okay. I will take the partial success. So, as they begin looking over all of the blueprints and the expansive notes on the different systems equipped to the Cobalt 2 and the engineering results of the Kaiju experimentation, they are able to enhance the armor of the Cobalt 2. However, in the case of the Sunburst launcher, they can find no real way to improve on a system that's already perfect. And so the Cobalt 2 is reinforced and made sturdier, but its weapon system remains the same. And I will pass it off to the Imperium.
All right. I am going to... I'm going to gear up. The Imperium has been dragging pieces from the ether to Vindicta. They're going to use every bit of kaiju material they can with the leftover firepower from all the remaining frames. And they begin grafting it to Dragon Alpha. Okay. I'm running 1 Boon, 2 Bane, because I don't have any monuments.
No, what you're... Alright, so you don't have a manufacturing facility.
Yeah.
But you do get to add... Your last one was a success, so...
Yeah.
You should have 2... But if you get a success, you get 1 boon, so... You should have a total of 2 boon, 2 bane.
3.
You have 3?
Yeah.
Because the last round you rolled a 6, so that should have given you 1 boon.
A 6 gives him 2 boons. A critical success is 2 boons.
No, a critical success is 2 6s.
Oh, it is 2 6s. My B.
Yeah, it's down at the bottom of the character sheet.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so you would do, you should have 1 boon from your last preparation, and then your standard boon that you start with. So that's 2 boon, and then you have 2 bane.
Alright. 2 Boon, 2 Bane. Let's see what I got.
If the bane doesn't cancel it out, you get a partial success. Hey!
Partial success!
Yeah, so you get to add 1 boon, 1 bane.
Three and 3. Jesus.
Alright, so how does that play out for you?
As they begin grafting pieces onto Dragon Alpha, the mech starts to come alive. It begins thrashing in the vault. Tubes and researchers get knocked around, some even slaughtered. But once Mister comes back, she begins to calm the mech. Until finally it becomes inert. And with Mistress still there, they begin finishing their upgrades. Every time they add a piece, the mech twitches. And Mistra just hopes that when it times come, she can control all of this. She's got no choice. Alright. Preparation 3.
Alright, so I'm gonna re-roll my last prep and then do this prep. So we're gonna retcon uniting the people. That means that I have not used my remember why you fight. So that's gonna be 2 boon, 3 bane. No, 3 boon, 3 bane. I don't want to mess that up again. So 3 and 3. Oh, that did not mean to do that. Sorry.
I was about to say, huh?
Yeah, that was that 7 there. I was like, All right, 3. Yes, I'll take a partial.
Shit.
I will take a partial.
Let's go.
So while some of the survivors have no interest in this kaiju this mech that's emerging from under the manufacturing facility. Others, on the other hand, start coming out from their individual workstations and living quarters. And while some are turning away, many more seem to be interested in coming to help. You see people emerging with tech to bring to Juno and Ronan, seeing if maybe there's something they can do to help. And with that, we're gonna go towards my third and final prep move. We're gonna see if we can get a message out to the other nations. And that's going to be 3 boon, 4 bane. And we're going to reach out to the nation of Sid first, if this works correctly.
Oh, no.
What the fuck?
Brother, curse of knowledge that.
I can still remember why I fight. I didn't that got retconned. So I am going to remember why I fight. Like, Ronan was initially averse to the idea of reaching out to the other nations, because in his mind, when it came down to it, they weren't there to protect us when we needed it the most. But Juno, of all people, the one who's been very pessimistic about this entire thing, she points out all of the new faces emerging from the wreckage to help put together this mech for one last stand. If those strangers who he would never give the time of day could come out and help him, then he needs to remind himself of what he's willing to do for them. So, we're going to do this again. Oh wait,
Still a partial success.
A 4 is still a partial success. Okay.
Hello, this is the Nation of Sid speaking.
You almost don't believe what you're hearing coming from the other line whenever you hear a voice say, oh, and before I gotta preface this, another retcon I had to make. My character's last name had a typo. Voss was my previous pilot's last name. Ronan's last name is Kyle. So, you hear on the line, this is Ronan Kyle with the Valaris Dominion.
I need you to say that again for me real slow like, alright?
The Valaris Dominion.
Oh, okay, yeah, how the fuck are you alive?
Look, we have a small colony of survivors that have been living in the manufacturing facility.
Oh, you need assistance.
We're trying to put together one last assault on the kaiju to make sure that none of this ever happens again.
Right.
We need you to... Is there any way you can reach out to the other two nations?
Already done.
Now, we need to... So, out of character, we do need to figure out why this is only a partial success.
I can't hear you.
No.
Did you say something? Did you say something? Dominion, come in! Come in! Oh, I guess they're gone.
Okay, yeah, even if you can reach out to the other ones, I don't know if it got through.
Yep. There's your partial failure. Yo, radio blew up.
All right, so yeah, so with that, it's gonna be Ronan is gonna be taking this rinky-dink mech that's basically a patchwork of the different technologies that the survivors were tinkering with in the manufacturing facility. He doesn't know if any of the other pilots or if any of the other nations' pilots will be there when he goes in to make his final assault. But whether or not they are, he's going to do what he's got to do anyway. And we are going to move on to the Zathalon Commonwealth.
Cool. All right, so we've reached the bottom of the elevator shaft, and they go through these double doors, Luke and the squad, and they enter a vast room used as a storage area. And past that, there's another double doors, what seems to be the last set. And as Luke and his squad takes positions and approaches the doors, they encountered the last line of defense of Dr. Geltz's spliced soldier. There were only 3 of them. They seemed vastly more intelligent than the ones they had fought on their way down the elevator. They were also incredibly familiar to Luke. There, guarding the last door between the rebellion and Dr. Geltz, was Luther, Abigail, and Luke Mint. Luke was stunned. Unable to process what that even meant. But the copies didn't talk. They moved with purpose and lethal intent, an alien mind piloting spliced bodies where bone turned to blade, turned to armor. By the end of the battle... Well, sorry. Before we get there, let's roll. And see what happens. Oh, buddy. Okay, so last one was a success. So I actually have 3 Boon and 3 Bane. I have nothing else to add to this. I'm keeping my improvise for the Kaiju fight. Whatever good that'll do. Hopefully. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Alright, Boon dice. Okay. Bane dice. Okay. You know what? Fuck that. I will improvise. I'm gonna reroll one of the ones. Just in case I roll another one. I will still have a 2 left. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all my abilities. Okay. So, middle of this fight, my mom, Abigail, jumps onto Ted, and with these elongated claws just starts ripping into him. I point my plasma rifle at her and panic. I don't know if I can do this. It has her face, but as it's getting smeared with my ally's blood, I like slap myself to try to like bring myself back to reality and try to go pull the trigger. All right, let's see. Okay, we take those. We take those.
We take partials around these parts.
We take partials in this house.
Take partials around here.
Woo! All right. I wrote that down. All right, so he does. He shoots, but that 1 second of hesitation was a little too late. And by the time Luke finished gunning his mother's visage down, Ted had already bled out and just lied still there on the ground. The rest of the team coordinates, and Jacob is taken out as well, with like a blade-like bone coming out of Luther's arm and just stabs him. Luke and Zach finish off the rest and lay their soldiers to rest, close their eyes, and they still have a mission to complete. They look at each other. Luke wipes the tears from his eyes, and they go through the door. Another vast cavern-like space. A giant space rocket pointed towards a slowly opening ceiling hundreds of feet above it. The final mech, SCS Solemn Angel, lay tied to the space rocket. And if you want a description on how the Solemn Angel looks like, this one I made it literally the ethereal mech that you see in the handbook. It's red. It's got those like little red little winglets on the back. So if you want a visual for it, it's literally in the handbook. I thought it was cool for a last mech, so I kept it. Okay, but it's tied to the rocket. The rocket is on this like elevator that begins to lift into the ceiling opening to go ahead and seems to launch. Luke and Zach sprint towards the elevator and make it in time. And as Luke begins to climb through these small little like ladder sections of the space rocket, he hears a voice echoing out through the cavern. "You've come just in time, Luke! I am sending us to meet your mother. It is time you commune. It is time you connect and bring us home, my child." Luke gritted his teeth. "Coming right up, Doctor!" And keeps going. Upon reaching the top of the rocket, standing on top of the mech's head, Dr. Gelt stood, pointing a pistol at Luke. And Luke pointed his plasma cannon right back. "Of course, I'm not so naive as to think you'd come willingly. Now, stop rebelling, my child, and come." And Dr. Geltz reaches into his jacket and retrieves an item. It's a small, weird, alien fetus-looking like thing, desiccated and in a fetal position, inside this little glass cage. And the moment Luke lays his eyes on the alien artifact, his kaiju side begins to take over. His body is no longer his own, and Dr. Geltz's words become hypnotic.
Now, come with me and commune with bang! Da 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 da! Unknown to Dr. Geltz, Zack had also snuck to the top, taken position, and unloaded into the Doctor, also hitting the alien artifact, destroying it, causing Luke to regain control. Luke stomped the artifact and stared at Dr. Geltz as he bled out. The elevator reached the top. The space rocket now out in the open, primed and ready, the starry sky above them with the half-broken moon. Dr. Geltz goes to reach for a remote control display on his jacket. Luke stomps that too. You fool! It's coming. It's the source. You can't stop it alone. You've doomed us all! Luke shuts him up with a bullet to the brain. Another one for his mom. Bang! Another one for his dad. Bang! Luke reunites with Zack, and they get the mech off the rocket. And on their way back to the manufacturing facility in Dartmouth, hooking up the mech to the AV, they hear the sirens. Luke looks to Zack. I guess the doc wasn't lying. Coming. I feel it. Bigger than anything else, I can feel it from here. The source. I don't know how well I can do this alone. I mean, Solemn Angel isn't even fully built, but it looks like it can stand. I could use someone to help me operate it from the outside, I guess fix any issues that come up. Coming with? And Zack just smirks back at Luke and puts his weathered hand on his shoulder. I'm with you till the end, buddy. Let's give these kaiju fucks a taste of humanity, eh? And we'll send it back to the nation.
Alright, I'm gonna roll first. Then I'm gonna do the preparation. What is that? This is gonna be rallying the people, obviously. Oh, sweet mother of God. Oh, sweet mother of God.
There's. Do I say it?
Shut up, Chris. Shut up, Chris.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. God damn you, Chris, you piece of shit.
I didn't do nothing.
Still got a success, though.
Yeah, I didn't say it.
Oh.
Buddy. Hell yeah. Nice.
Chris, I'm gonna grab a bag and put it in front of the mic because of you.
No.
I promise I won't do it again. Go ahead, Dark. Go ahead, Dark. Hit him with it.
You deserve this.
All right. Enough punishing Chris. Okay, so once again back at the monument of the Cobalt 1, Sid Prime stands with Alpha looking out upon the populace. We have won the last battle, and now we stand upon the precipice of the final bout. We have found the source, and now it is time for us to go forth and destroy the kaiju threat completely. But understand that our pilot goes not by themselves, but with the will of all humanity, all of the nation at their back. We will win this fight. The crowd erupts into cheers, and then the sirens are heard. Alpha and Sid look at each other, solemn understanding, and Alpha goes to prepare for this Cobalt 2. And I'll pass it on to the Imperium.
Okay. preparations are done. The upgrades ready. The people scared. There's one last thing to do. I am going to search the ether. Mistra takes the long walk. Down, down, down. Into the bottom of Sovereign's Cradle. Where the doors lay cracked. She looks up. The generals and advisors at the very top of the stairs. They're waiting. As she goes through those ancient doors, she sees it. The crack in reality. This is Sovereign. She approaches. The air feels like it's eating itself. Every step, she feels like their skin is starting to burn, but she strides forward anyway. This heavy smell of ozone. Until she feels that crack in reality pulse. Do you want power? It calls out to her. She whispers, yes. Let's see how it goes. Alright. So this is 3 boon, 3 brain? Or am I adding anything?
Alright, so your first one was a partial, correct? Or both of your previous ones were partials, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that you're going to be rolling... You're going to be rolling 3 boon, 4 bane.
Gotcha. What? Oh. And 4 bane?
Yep.
Woo!
You get another partial. Yeah, you get another, like, that's a partial. You can curse of knowledge it if you want.
Reminder that the 2 Bane dice we start in the preparation don't, pass over to the actual fight itself. So the only Bane dice you'll be getting in the final fight is the Bane dice you've accumulated through the preparation moves.
Which will be how much?
If you're rolling 4 Bane dice at the moment, it should be 2. And okay. so then if you take this partial success, it'll be 4 boon dice and 3 Bane dice for now.
Yeah, I'll take it, because I haven't used Embrace My Connection, Call for Help, none of it. I gotta save all of them for the fight.
Yep. If you can, it's the best.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright. So I'm gonna have 4 boons and 3 banes. Alright. The crack in reality, Sovereign hears. All of a sudden, another crack resounds out of the vault. Mister drops to her knees, holding on to herself. It feels like there's been a splinter in her soul. But where there was a piece missing, another has taken its place. This burning, this power. She staggers to her feet. And as she goes through the door, she hears one final thing. Prove yourself worthy. As she closes those ancient doors and ascends the stairs, she only really has one thing to say. There's no other choice to be. All right.
Okay, so that's it.
Yep, that's it.
All right, so
Preparation is over. Time for the battle.
okay, so the roof of the manufacturing facility, which hasn't actually been utilized in the past couple years, groans as it splits open the launch doors in the roof. Bits of rust and debris kind of fall down. Ronan takes the mech and flies it out from the open roof. And heads towards the rift. I guess would now be a good time to ask if that call went through. Like, are all pilots heading towards the rift?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Roger that.
Hear you loud and clear, Valeris.
Alright, so Ronan's gonna be the first one through the rift. Now, we found the source. The one thing we haven't done is roll for what the source is. This, who wants to take that roll? It's a single D6.
I'll do it. Fuck it.
Alright, let's see what we got.
3, which is strange portals leading to a chaotic dimension full of kaiju. Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna
Love me some
report back.
portals.
I'm gonna Ronan's gonna report back over comms to the other mech pilots and let them know what he sees. And basically, that he sees kaiju making their way out. Now would be a good time, I guess, to ask what the kaiju looks like. What's emerging from that portal, Miguel?
Okay, so, just like little old mech right over here. Whoop, right over here in the middle. The base mech for the ethereal. It's like red and it's got those little like winglets in the back, but it wasn't fully constructed. The two central little winglets aren't there, and instead, there's a singular like crane, like construction crane that is still on the mech itself. You can imagine, like, from the rush of like relocating it after being found out that they found the manufacturing facility. Dr. Geltz had to like put a lot of halts in the creation of the mech, and the crane is still there, but funnily enough, operating the crane with like 6 different leather straps holding him in place is also Zach, my captain of the rebellion, who's there as kind of an extra set of eyes for myself. And honestly, this is our last shot, so every little bit counts. He's making himself known to, waving the crane around. But yeah, we come through. You see. Well, you wouldn't be able to specifically like see it, but the two winglets left over to the right and left sides do come together and create this sort of like energy in the middle, and makes a void cannon. And you see there's also a sort of auxiliary system that goes in between the armor plating of the whole mech. That's a dark weave shield that seems to create this like dark barrier around the mech at certain points. And yeah, just slowly coming to a stop on top of this. What do we say? It's like last time it was like weird small little ethereal rivers, right?
It was it was like twisting caverns.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So just kind of inspecting the terrain. I imagine I look over and see your mech. Give a wave.
Right. So I guess since we're doing that, Sid, your mech enters the battlefield.
Yup. I see all of the other mechs descending in through the rift. The only thought really going through Alpha's mind is, this is a lot of greenhorns. Hope they know what they're up for.
My pilot is an experienced pilot from the last front.
True.
It's like, there ain't no greenhorn from the Imperium.
Didn't you change your appearance and name and...
No, only her name was changed.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like I said, heading into
Well, actually,
the rift.
you haven't even seen the Imperium's pilot yet, anyway, because that's the final one to make their appearance.
Yeah. Plus, last I would know, your pilot, your mech last time was in fact destroyed. So yeah, from my standpoint, you would be a greenhorn. So, in your own words, stay out of my narrative.
Sure. Whatever makes you feel better, bud.
Shitite. Go ahead, Imperium.
From Sovereign's Cradle, the hangar doors open. This hulking mass of flesh and metal. This screams, you do not belong here. Energy kind of ripples around this thing. Mister looks up. gives one last thanks to her people before being consumed by this thing. As it closes over, it powers up and then rockets from Sovereign's cradle. Shooting right through the rift. This is the Imperium, and we've joined the fight.
Alright, so, we're all here, and I guess, I'm gonna be the first one to make my way towards the portal.
Yeah. Do I want to roleplay that, like, we're all getting, like, massive signals from different directions? All from the cardinal directions, north, east, west, and south. It's kind of like a gathering together moment. Who goes where?
Alright, so, yeah, we're gonna bring everybody in here.
Oh?
Alright, so I'll head north. It's almost like we're getting these signals that kind of indicate that these portals are at the four cardinal directions, and each one has a kaiju emerging.
Zaphalon will take west.
Alright, if you want to take your token. Is everybody can see the map, right? The Dark Horizon?
Nope.
No.
No? Everybody should be over here.
I'm still on main map.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Oh, you guys all have GM privileges. You need to hit the drop down and select the other map.
Well, what, new page 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Alright, here we go.
I'm trying to get an actual answer to my damn upgrade.
Alright, so I'm taking north, he's taking west. Sid?
South.
I'll take the east.
Alright. Alright, Dark, are you on the map now?
Yep.
Alright. Alright, so your token is the one at east. So I'm coming up to my portal. I'm coming up to the north portal, and my sensor is going off the charts. This is gotta be one of... Our sensors have never picked up a kaiju of this magnitude.
Oh no. No, you haven't.
Miguel, do the honors of introducing your kaiju.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright. So you pull out from this portal, and you're greeted by this hellish Mars-like landscape. There's like red sand all around you, and there's dust storms all around, and in the distance, you see what looks to be a massive roiling, like, dust, metallic dust storm, and you're getting the reading, so you know what you're looking for is in that direction.
It's going to start quite a bit away from you. But you currently don't see it. What do you do?
Okay, I'm going to move towards the dust storm.
Oh. As you get closer and closer, slowly, you gather more clearer images. Your mech is able to zoom and enhance, like TV shows wish you could. And you notice it's not dust that's like surrounding this like storm. What you're looking at are dozens and dozens and dozens of kaijus, gravitoxes, thunduses, others like you haven't seen before, but they're all in like this massive storm, like circling this one area, and suddenly you feel perceived. And the dust clouds part a little bit, and in the middle of that storm, you see a massive. Where do I have it? Here we go. A massive humanoid shape with 4 arms, 4 legs, and this massive skull, resembling almost like a xenomorph from the Alien movies, kinda. And like at the end of its skull, it seems to crystallize, and you see a glowing blue point at the tip of its like head that's shining a strange color that seems to be fucking with your mind. You feel an alien will begin to combat yours and attempt to take over, and you know that what you face is ancient. And suddenly you feel very small. You know you only have a finite amount of time before your conscience is overtaken. Chugs, I'd like to introduce you to the Collector, a massive mind-controlling kaiju. And that's when you notice this storm of gravitoxes and other kaijus, it's actually some sort of weird reverential dance they're doing to it. And you are slowly starting to feel the urge to join that dance. What do you do?
Well, I am going to shake off the urge to join, at least not in the way that it would like me to. Ronan is going to extend his blade from one of the arms of his mech, and then from the other, with the help of some of the other scientists or engineers that were left over. He had put a rail cannon built into the right arm of this mech. So he's going to attempt to attack the kaiju. So it looks like
to give you an idea, this kaiju is like 100 feet in the air, just floating, and it's attacking you by throwing the kaijus that are like gathered around it in this reverential storm dance. And yeah, it's just gonna like throw them at you. I don't know if you want a flavor that you like use them to like start jumping on top of each like different kaiju, slowly making your way up.
I mean, yeah, that kind of actually sounds cool, like God of War style.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's kind of using a mix between his thrusters and the arms, and like he'll stab his sword into this kaiju and use it as kind of like a way to launch himself up, pull the sword out, go into the next one. So my first roll is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 Boon, 3 Bane.
Alright. Best of luck, pilot. Woo! Ooh. Yeah, fun.
Ooh, so it eats 2 of them though.
Oh shit, yeah. That's rough.
But I do get a success.
Alright.
So on a success,
So yeah, this kaiju's like hurling gravitoxes at you and like almost inadvertently creating the stairwell for you. What do you do?
all right. Wait. So that success. How much health does it take off of your
I believe
kaiju?
2?
Just one.
Just
It
one.
has to be 2 or more 6s to get 2 hit points. But only the kaiju's losing hit points this round. Keep going.
Alright, yeah. So minus
Yeah,
1 health, so I am at 8 HP. Cool.
No, it's
Wait, is it 7?
yeah. So you're at 6 now.
Yeah, so I'm at 6, yeah. My bad.
Yeah. So to play that out, he's jumping from like kaiju to kaiju, bouncing around, and then once he finds himself in front of this kaiju, he brings up his rail cannon arm and sends a blast directly at what he perceives to be the kaiju's head.
Yeah, and just strikes through. You see you created a hole in its cranium that starts to ooze blue liquid. And it just screams out in pain. Okay. Want me to set the next scenario?
Yeah.
Alright. So after taking this blow and kind of like lifts one of its forearms to the gaping wound on its head, it yells out, almost kind of like a Ripley from Metroid type of yell. Yeah! And extends its hands out, and all the kaiju around it, that storm, begins to now pick up in a way stronger, like upwards motion, almost like psionically influenced by this creature's abilities. A tremendous amount of force begins to throw you up into the air so that you are above it now. And yeah, it's still throwing gravitoxes and like thunduses at you as it's trying to keep you up away from it and hit you from up there, since you seem to have climbed up.
All right, so now I have, what is that? 2 boon, 1 bane.
Yes. That's close.
All right, so that's a partial.
Yep, that's a partial. So we both lose 1, and the fight is moved 1 front closer to home.
All right, so that would mean you're pushing me back through the portal for the Dark Horizon. We're not back at the last map yet, correct?
Yeah, no, not yet. No, you're pushed back through the portal with the storm, and it follows after. Now breathing in this new space. And here I would imagine you have some of your nation's defenses, whatever it is that's left over. So we can play with those as well if you want.
Well, as it's pushing me back through the portal, or trying to throw me through the portal, Ronan's going to dive down from where it was thrown and bring its blade down to make contact with the hole that it created with the rail cannon just a moment ago.
Yeah, just yells out in pain from that. Really doesn't like that you're hitting that one spot. Almost like it's vulnerable there.
All right, so I'm gonna roll again.
Yep. So I'll let you start the scenario this time. It like came through the portal. Still's got the storm going on, but it's like taking in its environment. What move do you make?
Yeah, as it's taking, I'm not going to give it the chance to really learn anything before, other than fight in this place. So I'm gonna see. Okay, another partial.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Awesome.
All right, so like I've noticed that that spot is a sensitive area for this kaiju. So I'm going to once again fire the rail cannon at that spot.
It sees you. It remembers the last time you hit it with that rail cannon, and it goes to assemble some of the gravitoxes in front of it to defend. And with that partial success, I'm going to say you still definitely go through, but don't see the little like side gravitox he sent you to flank you as you were aiming up.
Okay, so that's that one on the side, it collides with the mech. Alright, so here we go again.
Nope. Okay.
Another partial.
Yep. Alright, we going home now.
Yep, alright, bring it back to the first map.
I can bring back the kaiju from the other map. You want to get your mech? There you go. Massive, just casting a shadow over the sea. Do you want to set this one, or do you want me to do it?
You can go for it now. Like now, we've busted out from the rift. We're back up from the bottom of the ocean.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say he sees that flanking gravitox got you, and starts pushing you towards the portal again, and this time follows, and almost like feels the other consciousness on the other side as he emerges through the portal. You see him almost like take in the horizon and become aware of truly how much consciousness exists in this plane. And it just smiles at you. The whispers creeping little by little, a little more into your brain.
No!
Oh, the Bane dice. You ain't got no improvises left, no nothing?
No, I do have an improvise. But that only lets me re-roll one boon.
Yes, and you want to use it now? Because I will remind you.
I just used it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Wait. So
I was going to remind you, as the kaiju, I still have the ultimate power that I haven't unleashed yet.
yeah, I'm aware.
Okay, just remind me.
I mean, I don't know if it's really gonna matter at this point.
It's rough. Okay, so you re-rolled what? The 6 or the what?
Re-rolled the 6.
Okay.
Because
So
I mean, yeah.
All right. So
it landed
this
on
is
2. I still failed.
Yeah, so you take 1 health. Yep. No damage to the kaiju this round.
And that's it for my mech.
Kaiju sitting at 3. Oh, you're at 0?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so... Wait. What if the one thing I have not done is ask for help.
Now would be the moment to do so.
I'm gonna get on the comms. Nation of Sid! Nation of Sid! We need ballistics! Ballistic support!
Hey! Heard that! Firing missile launcher systems!
And in the control center for the Nation of Sid, you see one dude, about 4'7", at one end of a computer console, put his finger down on a big red button, and then run down the console, which is about 7 feet long, hitting about 12.5 of those same red buttons. And you just see sun launcher missiles launch out of the northern side of the Nation of Sid at the kaiju.
Beautiful. I guess get that extra roll, so we'll see.
No.
Oh.
So, I'm gonna say that, I'm guessing because of the gravitational pull this thing seems to have with all of the gravitoxes surrounding it, that none of the missiles that were launched in its direction actually make contact.
Just puts up a bunch of gravitoxes in between, and it takes out quite a few gravitoxes, but not a single missile unfortunately makes it through. Sorry, my guy.
And so that means
your mind is breaking now, and you are becoming part of the storm.
As that's happening, I am going to I'm going basically through the window of the control room of this mech. Ronan's gonna look out at the kaiju. Oh, and I'm looking at this. It's not gonna matter either.
But I was just thinking, I don't know, part of me really wants to give you an extra dice so there's a chance you roll 2 6s and actually kill this fucker.
Yeah, this is the final one, so you know what? He is going to...
I have no problem with it, up to the other two.
Okay. Taking a vote.
I'm Gucci.
Yep.
Alright, so, Ronan is going to remember what he saw happen, and he's not going to run away like a coward this time. He's going to look through the window of the mech, looking directly at this kaiju as it's coming towards him for this final blow. And he's just gonna say, "See you in hell, you son of a bitch."
It grabs you with each of the 4 arms and begins to bring you closer.
No! You lose 1 health, so...
Alright. Explain to me your final move.
Oh, that was it. When he said, "See you in hell, you son of a bitch," he hit that. He flips open the shield over the red button, hits the red button.
An explosion felt throughout the whole continent.
And now the kaiju gets to take up residence in the Dominion.
I am gonna say, in the explosion, your railgun somehow miraculously finds itself jammed in the hole you created in its head. In the debris of the explosion. Just in case it comes up later. But yeah. Rest in peace, Ronan. Well fought.
Rest in peace, Valera's Dominion, because I like the manufacturing facility and the monument, all the survivors. There are no survivors now.
Yep. This kaiju is going to walk up to the very tip top of Zenith Forge and just extend its hands out to the horizon as everybody left in the Dominion comes under its control. A new plane for it to conquer.
Yep. And now, not a joke, it actually lives there.
Yep.
You are Ronin.
How much health did you have left?
Losing that final one, I had 2 health left.
Damn.
Yeah, it was close. It was very well fought. The odds were not in our favor when we started this, so that was well done.
Well, your turn, Commonwealth.
What? Now I'm nervous. Alright. Alright, let's set this scene. So, for passing through the portal, Luke and Zach take a final check-in, make sure, well, whatever's currently operational in the mech is still operational, and, well, any quick repairs need to be done in the middle of the fight. Zach and Luke would try their best to improvise, or whatever it is they need to do. But before going, there's a moment. Just a final moment. The last thing needed now that we're going into battle to properly power up the mech. Luke looks at the entry point in his chest and in the middle of his forehead. Symbols that he is the son of Luther and Abigail. This is what he was meant to do. Now, not the exact plan that his evil Dr. Geltz had sought out for him, but this is where he was meant to be. And looks up towards the plastic brain that controls these kaiju, these mechs. And there's a hint of familiarity there, and he feels it's safe. And just plugs in and just starts connecting to the mech. It extends his senses, something he hadn't done yet in this lifetime, but felt so familiar and right. And this nostalgic presence ever lingering in the back of his mind. He steels himself, and they walk through the portal. What do we see?
As you walk through the portal, you find yourself in an endless starry expanse. Universes, worlds, stars colliding and coalescing. And you see on the horizon 2 figures. It's not possible. It's Luther and Abigail.
Oh god. No, he smacks his head a little bit. I'm dreaming, right? Zach, do you see the same shit? Yeah.
You see them reaching out for you, beckoning you towards them.
Can't be real. I look towards the expanse here, the cosmos, the galaxies in sight, and just think to myself, Mother, Father, is this the home and the cosmos you've been looking for this whole time? A tear runs down. No. I'm going to liberate you from this hell. And I start running. It starts as a slow walk, eventually turns into a jog, and then a sprint.
As you sprint towards them and get closer, you can see their faces more clearly defined. And you see that each of them has a very twisted, inhuman smile glued to their face. You don't see the tentacles coming down on top of you before they're there.
Whoa. We starting this?
Yup.
Alright. So the way these rolls are gonna go, as soon as I notice the tentacles, I'm gonna throw up the Darkweave shield and roll out and try to get a shot in with the Void Cannon. This one's going to be aimed at Luther. Okay, so from my preparations, I have gathered a total of three Boon dice and 2 Bane dice. Because that second one was a 6. Right? Wait, no, 4. Because we start with 1. And then I gain 3. So 4 Boon dice, 2 Bane dice.
Yeah.
Alright. Not better than I thought I was going to be doing. Huh?
Aaron, you should be able to go and pick a token for what your kaiju is over from the art library. You should see monster attack in there.
Not on my end.
Nope, not on mine either.
So, all right, so I'll have to add
it. Specific to users. Yeah, just whatever. I don't care.
Okay, you said tentacles. This is the closest thing I can get to something with tentacles.
Oh yeah, tentacles.
Oh shit.
All right, you can set the size and everything of it.
All right, let's roll some dice.
4 and 2.
Hold on. Just double checking. Yes, I did improvise. So I got nothing left. All right, cool. Dice, take me home. First roll. Roll hard. And then 2 Bane. Okay. Let's go.
All right.
Just at the face of this mockery of life of my parents, the second I see the tentacles, Darkweave shield up. Protects not only me, but also Zach. As I then just side dodge to a side and just pull up the Void Cannon straight to my father's chest and fire.
As your shot rips through Luther, you see his image disappear.
Fuck.
You see Abigail's eyes begin to fill with tears, and you hear in your mind, "Why would you hurt your father like this? We've been waiting so long." And as she says this, you see the tentacles come around you, almost like a dome closing in around you and your mech.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna extend
the dark weave shield out a little bit more, and then from the inside of the shield, I'm going to shoot the void cannon into it so that it disperses into all sides and gets me out of this dome, hopefully. Oh, that's another 46. Boom and Bane got together. Alright. Might be a partial. I'll take a partial. Please give me a partial. Woo! Alright. Take a partial, and we're moved one front back. So,
Alright, cool.
I go to do this move, and what happens?
As you blast the tentacles, one of the shots rips through your mother, and the same thing happens. Abigail disappears, just like Luther. And you hear a third voice. Look at you, destroying your own parents. I'm going to enjoy eating your twisted world.
Who said that? How dare you mock them like this? Show yourself!
You look around and you finally see the source of the tentacles. It's only about 8-9 feet tall. Looks almost human, except for the swirling abyss that is its flesh. I'm something no universe should have, and now I'm gonna eat yours. And the tentacles begin to come around you. This time, you see teeth ripping out of the sides.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Want me to properly introduce, and I'm actually not joking here, Kragan.
Oh god. Where's this dumbass little yellow-haired, blue eyes and a smile? Where's that avatar? I know you got it somewhere.
Oh no, brother. This is the true heritage form now.
Wild.
Y'all made jokes about him being a kaiju. Well, congrats.
Alright. Oh shit. A lot smaller of a target. What do I do here? Okay. Well, oh yeah, sorry. The fight has also brought one front back.
Yeah, so we're inside of the, we're right at the portal now.
Okay. Right out there. Think from the last hit, the left arm is starting to malfunction a little bit, and Zach yells out he's going to try to repair it real quick, keep it steady, and I respond with, kinda impossible at the moment, as start running as well, and think I'm going to do a void cannon beam that's gonna like start way to the left of Kragan. It's just gonna sweep the area where he's in. Trying to just catch him in some sort of explosion.
Okay.
Here we go. Boom dice. Okay, we take partials in this house. We take partials in this house. Yep. Ooh, okay. That's still a partial. I lose one of each. Okay. And this also gets pushed again. So we each take one, and it gets pushed now to the real world.
So as your boy is trying to repair your arm, those tentacles grab a hold of the mech, and Zach is left behind as Kragan throws you and him through the portal.
Alright. Webbers through. Let's go back to the other map. Oh, there I am. All right. I see the smoldering fire that is the Valeris Dominion and just gulp. Shit. Gotta keep trying. Yell out for Zach. That just hope for my best for the best that he's still out there. And continue the fight. This time I'm gonna try to put up the Darkweave shield as I go to stomp on Kragan.
Alright, good luck.
No, we'll see. Alright, so... Oh. Yeah. No, bueno. No successes here. Rip. Okay. Alright, so that's minus 1 HP. Yeah. I'm at 1.
As you attempt your stomp, you see the tentacles wrap around you as you are unceremoniously thrown into Cosmorali. And you hear, "What do you think a human could do to me, boy? I'll eat you and your world just like I ate your parents."
I'm no human. As I slowly start to get back up. I may not have a right to defend these people. But I found a fucking home here. And I'm gonna defend it. Till I fucking die. So bring it. I wipe some blood off of my mouth from the cockpit. And... yeah, I see a bunch of the restraints and, like, scaffolding that still remained on the mech. I'm gonna release them and fully embrace the connection with the plastic brain that controls this kaiju. And just like my mom and dad, my eyes begin to dilate and I commune with the brain. And I hear a familiar voice. And a conversation happens in an instant. Luke smiles, tear runs down, and goes for possibly one last charge. Alright. Base? Motherfuckers! Alright, well.
Rip.
There are things you can do.
I used them all, and I mean, I can detonate, but I'm not gonna have enough damage. This needed to be a partial success if I wanted to maybe have a chance. So, yeah. I think in that final moment of commune, Luke understands a little bit more of his mother and father and the moments they went through before they fell. And yeah, just puts the Duskweave shield around, fires the Void Cannon, but this time keeps it in beam mode and just continues to fire inside and put all this energy into the Darkweave bubble and just throws himself at Kragan before dying. Am I doing 2d6 as well? Be okay with that? It's not gonna matter, but...
yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
These threes came in the second half like, fuck you.
You slice through about 6 or 7 tentacles as the rest of them grab onto you, pulling you close to Kragan. And in your last moments, he tells you, "And look at that. Just like your parents, you made yourself a monster. Well, time to die." And you feel the teeth begin to rotate around the mech.
I think my last moments are in peace before the explosion. Close the eyes, smile, and
Yeah, Kragen's just gonna unceremoniously drop the dead mech, and then, yeah, we're gonna take out, Cosmorales and Dharma.
Oh no!
Well, it's everything.
You're gonna destroy 4 things.
Yeah, you're gonna destroy everything.
Yeah, it's 4 things at this point, so it's everything.
Yeah, so Kragen goes on a rampage, just destroying your entire nation before returning back through the rift to go find another world to consume.
Doesn't stay behind like the other kaiju?
No, your nation was not destroyed beforehand.
What do you mean?
Since the Valaris Dominion was completely destroyed, that made Chugs' pilot a Ronin pilot. Upon defeat of a Ronin pilot, the kaiju takes up residence in their nation.
Okay. I mean, so I did that just because, I don't know, felt like it fit, and even if he died, that might give him something to do in the PvP round. But sure.
It's on page. If you look on page 32, it's right there in the side margin. It is jacked.
Yep. Play as normal, but if you lose to the showdown, the kaiju now lives in your home. Holy.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we're playing at rules as written. Kragen doesn't get to stick around because you weren't a Ronin pilot, whereas the Valaris Dominion literally had a Ronin pilot.
Yeah. All right, well, bye-bye, Kragen.
I'll return for you all one day. Now it's my turn, ain't it?
Yup.
All right.
All right. So the Sid Crater.
Yeah. So the Cobalt 2 goes through, begins heading to the south. Alpha takes a deep breath. We've been here before. We know what we're up against. The most we can hope for is a swift victory.
As you make your way deeper into the rift, your alarms start blaring. Coming up fast, a long eel-like kaiju approaches. It starts to circle you. This massive thing. It begins to glow, and then suddenly, a light shines from behind it and slams into the back of this thing's head. And but at instant, it disintegrates. Far beyond it, it looks like it's on a throne as it lifts itself up. This deep rumbling growl. You are its prey, and no one else shall have you. You've stepped into his domain. This is the old king. This is Apocalypse.
Alpha's just gonna smile. Hi there, big boy. And detonate the Sunburst launcher's first salvo. Alright, can somebody with a brain better than mine tell me, does my pilot rank help in the showdown?
Yeah, I wanted to ask that too.
I'm looking. Your pilot rank, as far as I can tell, what your pilot rank helps with is when you detonate your core. It's
improvise. You improvise as many boon dice as your pilot rank, and then you roll as many, pilot rank dices for your self-destruct. Which, since me and Adam got a +1 to those, I'm okay with both of y'all getting a +1 to that as well for this final showdown.
Well,
if it comes to self-detonating.
I'm the only one who's got a pilot rank from the last front.
So do I.
Well, because his pilot survived, remember?
No, I thought it was.
Both of you
I
guys have
thought
pilot
you only
rank.
got. I thought you only got a pilot rank if
from
you.
Kaiju defeat. He was defeated by the Kaiju. His pilot may have survived, but he was beaten by his Kaiju. Rules check. Rules check.
Yep. I'm looking.
Wait. Rank does two things. You can use improvise once per. Okay.
Yeah, so it says on page 6, under pilot, it says you have a name, rank, and a connection, and if your pilot does not survive, you make another pilot. Rank. Your experience in battle. All new pilots begin at rank 1 and will increase in rank as they survive against the Kaiju. So the pilot didn't die, so to me that just means they survived against the Kaiju.
I think that's like rules as written. I think that sounds correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't say defeat Kaiju. It says as they survive.
See, that right there is messy, especially when there's that whole damn clause about you being able to choose whether your pilot survives.
I think in future games, like, we will have to make an executive ruling on that. But for now,
oh, definitely, rules is written here. But
well,
that's
that's what I think, that in the future, if we are going to use like rules is written with rank increasing as they survive, I think we need to let the dice decide whether or not you survive.
Correct. All right. Oh, beautiful. That's a success. So yeah,
That's
Apocalypse takes a full salvo to the face.
So 1 damage. Apocalypse is at 6 health.
Yep.
As your sunburst cannon. Oh no, go ahead.
As the salvo hits, Alpha is gonna shoot upward and position themselves so that they are now looking down at you before unleashing the next round.
The old king shakes off the attack from earlier. As it turns, it opens its mouth wide and then blows a beam straight up, sickly green.
That is another success.
All right.
So what you doing as that salvo hits you, and I dodged that beam?
Yeah. After it releases its beam, it brings its arm up to take a lot of the blows as it just pushes the dust away. Its eyes never leaving you.
Alpha's gonna chuckle, shooting around to a flanking position before unleashing their third salvo. No! It's still a success, partial success. All right, I finally took a hit. God damn it.
As you try to
back up front.
Yeah. As you try to release that third salvo, the king turns. And as they get closer, he stretches one of his hands out. And some of the rockets do get by, clipping kind of his shoulder. But where his hand is, the rockets have slowed, and then paused in midair before dropping down. He's gonna look at you, and then blitzes right in front of you as he slashes at your mech.
Now I need to ask a question just to clarify. So I have no Bane now, correct?
If you use them all up, you use them all up.
Okay, just making sure.
Hold on, I'll look.
Because the thing is, you can still fail. You can still roll a 1, 2, or 3.
Right.
Or a partial success until you're out of HP.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like you just get a free ticket now. You still got to roll good.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you just don't have anything threatening to take away your dice, so you just get a consistent 3 boon.
All right.
Unless I use an ultimate move.
That's always in the pocket.
I've still got every action available too. Let's do it. Boom! As Alpha sees you, as Alpha sees you, the last round of sunburst shots beginning to drop to the ground, Alpha screams out, "Not on my watch," launches another salvo and detonates all the remaining rounds from the first salvo.
How do I use a super move? An ultimate move.
Hold on, let me go to it.
It is 4 Bane dice.
Yep. So I think he's choosing to use those Bane dice against you, the move that you just made. So
go ahead.
So that's 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
Eat it.
I want to hear a description of how this kaiju like unleashed its power and failed.
Yeah, facts. What is the old king's ultimate power?
As you throw your next salvo, the king Apocalypse brings its hands in with this energy, and then with a shockwave, things start decaying around him. But the energy is just not enough to get through the tough exterior of your missiles, and they still slam into the king.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alpha sees that you are obviously pretty fucked up. Multiple sunburst shots to everywhere.
Yeah, so that all right. That one right there, Kaiju lost 2 health on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that leaves him with 2 hit points.
Yep.
Alpha looks on, not really feeling any sort of joy over the pain that's obviously going through this thing, just wanting to end this fight once and for all. That is a success.
So another damage, Jesus.
As another round of sunburst rockets fire forth from the Kobold 2.
Your rockets keep their onslaught, their barrage. Chips and cracks are forming under the Apocalypse's skin. You can see the deep green flashing back and forth. It turns to you and roars as it sends its own salvo of green energy in your direction.
Alpha is going to fire their rockets to flank you again, getting out of the way of your attack before firing their last salvo, saying, "Good night, King." And that is death.
And that is death.
Describe your final moments for us.
The king roars in arrogant defiance as the salvos just take too much, and the king energy fades, and with that he decays into nothing but dust.
Alpha is going to watch on as the old king decays and breathe a sigh of relief. They've done it. They've saved the nation and proved humanity the victor before flying back through the rift and going the fuck home.
Man, you got really lucky.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Was it-
Hold on. I hate 3 on this parade, but hold on. Didn't you take 6 HP? And you have 7? Because it was 1, 4, 1, 6. You rerolled the 6, and it was a partial success, right?
Uh huh.
So it was 1 damage, and then after that it was a 5, 1, 6, 1.
Then his 2.
Yeah, then his 2, so that's 4 damage. Then the partial 5. Then the 6 and the 6, 7. So yeah. Holy shit. Man, the dice fucked me up here. Let's fucking go, dude.
The nation of Sid has proven its mettle in this combat. We had
Well, at least this world
the
isn't doomed yet.
Imperium. Imperium, prove your mettle or get the hell out.
Pride of the kobolds, too strong.
Too strong.
100%.
So now we move on to the Imperium.
Dude, I'm just glad one of us won. Holy shit.
Mistra wastes no time as you blast forward. All systems ready, crackling with red energy and particles. The blades affixed to her arms, the cannon on every scratch of surface. A black comet rising through the rift.
All right. So, when you go through the portal leading from the rift tunnels to the next world, when you go through the portal, there is no world. Only absence. You see a yawning void of anti-existence, where fragments of forgotten things drift endlessly. Ruined cities hang weightless in the void, their edges dissolving into nothingness. There's no sound, no gravity, no past, no future. And in these cities hanging, these structures hanging in the void, you see a wound in reality itself, a shifting, formless mass of darkness that twists and corrupts the space around it. Its form changing shape, tentacles 1 minute, limbs another, impossible geometric shapes that never remain the same. What you would consider a face is a gaping void, an abyss where a head would be. It's like a hole in the universe itself. But deep within that nothingness, a single frozen eye glows like a dying star watching you. Let me introduce you to Nullphage.
Mr. pauses.
Hold the fuck up. Is this a phage reference?
No.
No, I'm being dead ass.
No, that's not what that is at all.
Okay. Just had to ask for legitimacy's sake.
Okay. Mistress paused for but a moment, but her instincts scream loudly, and she kicks the thrusters forward, rendering the 2 cannons on her back. She levels them out, and 2 particle cannons fire through the void. Let's see. 4 boon, 3 bane. Ooh.
That's a partial.
It's a partial.
And you lose 1 bane, 1 boon next round.
Yep. So 3 and 2. Alright.
So this formless void that you see, it's like stretching its way from structure to structure as it's changing shape, like a shadow, like it's doing shadow puppets that never remain the same, but it's moving closer and closer to you. And then once it reaches out to you, one of the tendrils of the shadow becomes a blade and slashes at your arm. Now you can describe what you do to damage me.
As the fight also moves 1 front closer.
Yes, the fight moves from my formless void back into the tunnels of the rift.
Mr. gets struck and takes a diving twist before righting herself back up. As she's going through the tunnels, she leans back and then kicks forward and dashes back toward the monster. A heavy blade in her hand as she goes to strike. 3 and 2. Okay.
Oh, that's
All right.
that's a success. Okay, so remember the eye.
She's blitzes forward looking for a target, and then she sees the center of this monster as she arcs back and swing, energy crackling off the blade. Carving deep into this thing.
As you cut into the eye, the void around it grabs your mech and pushes it back, not dealing any damage, but removing you from the eye.
Mr. twists and turns, trying to level out before getting just enough room, leveling her particle cannons and another blaster on her arm.
Alright, you get a 2 and 1 this time.
2. 1.
It's a partial. So we kick this fight back to
Improvise, Dark.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to improvise.
Remember he still has a super move.
Alright, if you improvise, you get to re-roll one of your boon.
1 per pilot rank, so you get 2.
Oh yeah, so he does get to re-roll both his boons.
Alright. Still
That's
nothing.
worse. So that was actually, you went from a partial success to that's no success.
Yeah.
So we
Can you use a curse of knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
I will take that shit.
Okay, so Dark, you're gonna take Curse of Knowledge for a
I'm
2nd
gonna-
time.
I didn't use it today.
Who else has used it?
Nobody
I think we've
used
all
it.
been tempted to, but nobody ended up using it.
Okay, so Dark is going to Curse of Knowledge, so that means we'll have to let Gravity know he's got a penalty for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
We know
Welcome,
Gravity.
welcome to the final fight, Gravity.
What am I doing?
He's been chilling.
Yep. Waiting oh so patiently for the next stream.
Not
I'm
better.
6'7", so.
Okay, so
It's a partial success still.
that's still a partial.
Yeah.
So we are still going back to the main map.
Dear Lord.
So as you take another wait, did you say you were taking a blaster at it, or were you taking
Yeah,
another swing?
2 particles and a blaster on my arm.
Okay. So as you strike the eye with the with those blasts, it doesn't Nullphage doesn't make any sounds, but its movement you can kind of detect you pissed it off. Its shadowy tendrils take the form of, I'd say, like praying mantis arms.
Mm-hmm.
And they start to like grab the limbs of your mech, the arms and legs, and then start to crush the armor as it forces you out of the rift from the bottom of the ocean, out of the water, and now you are being crushed by this giant void staring into its glowing eye. And you can see that you're back right outside of your home.
Alarms are blaring inside the suit. The whispers are no longer whispering, they are screaming. Oof. I have 4 health to get through. But I'm only rolling
1 hit point left.
Yeah. But now I'm only rolling a bank.
Lady
Boom.
Amp's Mystic played Sheep Scream for 1,000 channel
Come on,
points.
you can roll 6s for the rest of the game. You got this.
I still have Team Up and what else I have? Remember why I fight.
Lady Amp's Mystic played Sheep Scream for 1,000 channel points.
Mr. pulls the energy into the suit and tries to make a barrier as blasting out like a shockwave. That didn't work. I'm going to remember why I fight.
Alright.
As she's gathering this energy and becomes unstable, all of a sudden she's flashed back. She's back in front of the crack in reality. The energy pulsing red, furious, angry. The crack widens, and she sees eyes. So many eyes staring into her. Prove yourself worthy. Mr. tries to contain the energies. But fails to control it.
Oof. Have you asked for help yet?
No, I haven't.
That's your
got
last
one
ditch
last thing?
effort.
I'm right here.
Nation of Shit has been dishing out sun missiles left and right.
We live for this. Don't worry, we got something better than sun missiles now. Courtesy of that fucking kaiju we just killed.
I'm gonna have to do this in since I'm going to be getting it in Pathfinder.
This is the Nation of Sid. May I ask how the fuck you're calling into my brain?
As Mr. talks, it's got this whispery, raspy voice. It's like, this is the Imperium requesting firepower.
Firepower it is!
And on the other side of the control room, there's another desk console.
Just lighting all of it up.
There's another little 4'6" dude sitting there, drinking some coffee.
Get to work!
He jumps up, slams one of the buttons, doesn't even pay attention to what he slams. You hear klaxons go off and see 2 nuclear warheads fire up, equipped with sunburst launchers on the head.
Oh my god!
Please.
Well, I mean, at this point, from anybody on any of these 4 islands that happens to look outside is going to see this giant, tendril, shape-shifting void up in the sky.
Looking like an angel from Evangelion.
Yes.
Yep. So Dark, you can only roll a 6. If you don't roll a 6, you have to re-roll until you roll a 6. That's how this weapon system works.
No.
It's a nuke. And thus the Imperium was laid to waste.
I rolled so many times. See, it's because Alex took up all the fucking 6s.
I feel you, man.
Bruh.
Yeah, there was a finite number.
2 players. Nah, 2 players went before me. You can't blame me for rigging the game when the game just wanted me to win.
You were sucking up the dice juice, admit it.
Out of all of us, Chugs rolled 1 6, and the other 6 got eaten by a 6 on the Bane. Chris rolled 1 6.
Look, I'll explain
and
it
then
like
you
this,
rolled
okay?
2,
It's a very simple
four,
premise, okay?
5 6s.
Look, it's a very simple premise, okay? I'll make it very simple for you to understand. I am Sid. Therefore, everything is capable underneath the power of Sid. I am the greatest warrior the multiverse has ever seen. Therefore, obviously, I can take down a couple of kaiju bitches. Do we understand each other, Darkheart, or do I need to remind you of my power?
1v1 me, motherfucker. 1v1 me.
Well, at this point, the nuclear warheads are you can see them flying towards Nullphage, and then you see the void open up and close around the warheads, and then within the void you see quick flashes of light that don't seem to affect it whatsoever.
Imperium, you're on your fucking own. Bye. Click.
And this is its last health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is okay. So, you now have basically the void mantis arms are still crushing at your armor, and then more tendrils start to surround and constrict, and spikes start to form out of the void to slowly pierce through your armor. Your pilot is aware that this fight is over one way or the other. Do you detonate your core? Do you eject?
Detonate.
If you detonate the core because of your pilot rank, because those of us with a pilot rank of 1 got 2 die, with you having a pilot rank of 2, we will give you 3. Is everybody cool with that?
I'm gonna give him. I'm actually gonna give him my pilot rank if I can.
Right, I was gonna say he needs 4 6s to defeat this thing.
Okay, so you
I
will donate
give him my pirate, you know the fuck I'm
Yeah,
saying.
we're basically we're giving him a Hail Mary right now.
Dark, blow this fucker to Kingdom Come, or you're sleeping on the couch for the next 10 years.
The stakes have never been higher.
That's what I'm. No, wait, that was the D4, you asshat.
Sorry.
You went 64 instead of 4d6.
Oh, Dysgraphia. Oh.
You do 1 damage to the kaiju.
The Eldritch Cord.
Describe. Like, I've already set the scene. You're being crushed and stabbed from all angles. What? Go ahead.
You know what?
And
you know what? Because I'm petty. As Mr. tries to break out, do whatever she can, she has another moment. Her eyes roll back. That peace in her soul starts to burn. It comes out of Mistra, everything cracking, her skin splitting, boiling. It leaks into the suit, and only one thing is heard. I find you lacking. As from the crack in reality, another crack appears in Mistra and detonates.
doing a single damage to Nullphage.
Oh yeah, no. Sovereign said, "Yeah, you ain't worth anything. Bye."
Damn, abandoned at the end.
I mean, so now I can take 4.
Yep. 4.
Well, it was nice knowing you.
So,
I believe that's the whole damn thing.
Scoria.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 7 things.
The outposts.
Vindicta. Ivor Command. Candor Command. Basically...
That's 4.
Huh?
I was like, and you've left me 3 outposts and a manufacturing facility.
That's... And see...
Now we move into the finale.
Yeah, so Nullphage completely consumes and takes these cities and command posts and takes them back to the void from which it came.
No.
Leaving you pretty much with the only survivors in your nation are those occupying your outposts and manufacture facility. Any semblance of civilization is gone.
They just see fire and chaos and destroyed landscape all across the horizon, yet they're intact.
Oh yeah, and there's nothing left of your mech or pilot either. That got taken to the void as well.
Oh yeah, no. Even if there wasn't the sovereign detonated Mistra specifically.
Yeah, that explosion is like that. To the void with it.
To the void. To the void.
But yeah.
So I guess we just gotta give a little aftermath.
Yeah, so I guess we'll go in order here. Oh wait, no, the one surviving, I think it's only right that the one surviving nation should be the one to destroy the portals leading to these other worlds.
Yes.
As the nation looked out, it was a solemn moment. Victory against the kaiju had come at quite a high cost. The Dominion and the Commonwealth lay in ruin. The Dominion taken over by the kaiju. The Commonwealth, a silent repository of a people who believed that the etheric gods would save them. The Imperium, in its ruined state, struggles onward, attempting to rebuild itself after its crushing defeat. And as the nation of Sid looks about, continuing to thrive and taking in refugees, it fires its secret weapon, the Dimension Eater, a combination of kaiju blood and the Sunburst launcher, and seals the rift forever.
Hell yeah.
Then they turn their focus to the Dominion and the last kaiju.
Oh, are you? You say one day?
Soon.
Okay.
I mean, I was about to say I can roll out the collector again for you.
Honestly, I think leaving this open-ended with the collector is the perfect way for us to sit here and, because we said we wanted to start a long-form campaign around this. It'll give us something to springboard off of, where whatever characters we make are going to exist in the aftermath of what we just played.
Indeed. And thus, That's home, people. I love how the other 3 players are silent as fuck.
I knew what my fate was going into this. So I can't really be disappointed. I had fun. Regardless.
Same. I really enjoyed the kaiju ideas you guys brought to the table, because let's get real about it. I just used D&D ideas and supersized them. That's all I really did. But you guys brought some really cool fucking ideas to the table. I liked y'all's kaiju. I even liked y'all's nations, to be honest. Except for you, Imperium. You cannibalize your own people. Fuck you.
You know what? I was gonna save this. If anyone were to wander into the Imperium, they will find nothing. No bodies, nothing, as all its people were consumed and thrown into the mech.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
Shit.
I said she got consumed.
Well, I think that could be something cool. Like if we're doing a long campaign in this world after, whenever our characters would maybe explore the other continents, that's when like the player that originally created can like, explain what they find and shit. So like if we ever go to the Imperium, you would get to like describe how like there's a whole bunch of like clothes with no bodies and shit like that.
So,
yep.
Before we wrap it up, there's one thing I do have to add to our finale.
Oh.
Y'all must have forgot. The first kaiju that attacked the Commonwealth is still on the moon as well.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
So let's see. We've got 2 kaiju still in play, and whatever the fuck the Imperium birthed underneath it.
And several, like, if those portals ever reopen, several that have already done tons of damage.
Well, y'all know what that means. Time for the Nation of Sid to get cooking.
Yeah, this might be a Nation of Sid long campaign. All our characters are part of the Nation of Sid, reconquering the world or some shit. There's some cool ideas we can go with this. I'm pretty happy.
So,
yep.
Before the one last thing, I know this is the final front for this like initial run of this, but if we do plan on a long form campaign, who wants to roll the D6 to see how many years?
I'll do it.
Suck it. 5 years.
Oh, hard. Hell yeah.
5 years.
5 years after the portal closed, the Nation of Sid is prepared to take the Collector and begin traversing to the moon.
All right, so with that, I guess we'll get outros out of the way because 3 of us are going to be back here in just a few minutes for the GM podcast.
Actually, all of us.
All of us.
It'll actually be all of us with home coming to an end. Kurtosh is going to join in for this one.
Here.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give our outros for this, and you'll see us back live in a few minutes with the GM podcast. I'm Adam. This is your brain on chugs, and for home, I have been playing the Valeris Dominion and its many failure of pilots. My dice hate me.
Hey, dice told the story.
So
no, it's not your fault, Chugs. It's because I'm here. I've cursed all of your dice.
Oh no! You don't understand gravity. Like
Chris was
today,
doing that job before you got here.
My dice Like my
There's no
dice were terrible throughout this entire three session campaign. My nation. I started this session without a nation. My nation. Yeah. But we can talk more about that in the podcast. Let's move on to Miguel in the Zathalon Commonwealth.
Hello everyone, I'm Miguel. I was playing Luke today, son of Luther and Abigail, the previous two pilots, in the Zathalon Commonwealth, where the hubris of religion, unattainable goals, and the odd experimentations of one man led to its downfall. And it was pretty good. I'm very satisfied with it. Hope you are too. This was very fun. Catch you in the podcast. Passing it to the nation.
I'm Aaron Sigil. I've been playing the Nation of Sid.
As usual. And we thank you for joining us as we brought victory to humanity, handing it off to the animals in the Imperium.
Everything was consumed. It is nothing but dust and glowing factories. But that's where I was. This is Darkheart playing the Valis Imperium. And, Jesus Christ, my rolls!
Well, you're not done rolling yet, Dark.
Yeah, no. The amount of rerolls I tried to save myself is unprecedented.
Yeah.
We'll see you all in 5 minutes, I guess.
Thanks for watching. Peace.